Hey guys, this is Shamanic Elwak Priestess here. I'm going to raise up the volume so you guys can hear me because I noticed that a lot of my videos are not muffled, but like my volume, I need to work on my volume control because they sound really low. And anyways, but today's video is a viewer request video and it's about Florida water. And someone wrote a comment on my last video that they just recently discovered Florida water and they wanted to know how to use it. So I'm going to speak from my experience and share that with them, and hopefully that gets them started on the journey of working with Florida water. So to start, Florida water has been something that I grew up with. My mom, my grandma, my great grandma used it for everything. I actually, when I was in school, when I went to kindergarten and stuff, thought that that everybody used Florida water because it was that common. My mom always kept it charged on her white altar, and her ancestral altar, and it was always there, charging. And at the time, I didn't understand it was her. At the time, I wasn't sure that it was a spiritual reason. I just thought it was, like I said, normal, so I never asked questions. But she had it on her white altar and she took it out when she needed it. So my mom has used this for taking out negative energies. So when she has done her prayers, certain prayers that she does, and she would pour it on the corners of the home while she was doing her spiritual cleansings. I do that as well. I sprinkle in every single corner of my home a couple of drops as I'm saying my prayers to my spirit guides, to my ancestors, when I'm doing spiritual cleansings of my home, which I do perform on a consistent basis just to keep the vibrations positive in my home. I also do floor washes, which I do put a couple of drops of Florida water in my floor washes that I make myself. I do put a couple of drops of Florida water when I'm taking a spiritual bath. This will be incorporated into it. I use Florida water when I'm performing Espiritismo and I'm doing services for the spirits. Um, I use Florida water for that. I use Florida water to protect my doors so nothing nasty comes in. So you can even take a cup, a clear cup, and put some Florida water in there. You can mix it with moon water. You can mix it with holy water and put it by the entrance of your door, and that captures negative energies. Of course, you do your prayers and you dedicate it to your spirits. You can use a Florida water. I use it between readings. I pour a couple of little drops in my hand, and when I do my cleansings and things like that, just cleansing and sending out negativity back to where it came from. In between reads, I do that as well. I always try to cleanse myself and perform certain rituals in between each of my appointments when I do readings. Even when I was on the psychic hotline, I will log off, do what I have to do, and then come back on to have that little break between readings to cleanse myself so that I could be cleansed, an empty vessel, and give an accurate reading to my clients. I use this a lot when I'm doing ancestral connection, ancestral healing services for myself and clients. I use it in my voodoo and my santeria practice as well. There's certain spirits that work with Florida water, which I can't get too into in this video. So I use it for certain secret rituals in my African traditional religious practices, in my Espiritismo practice as well. I also, to clean up the air, because I do sage and things, but I am asthmatic, so I can't have ongoing smoke, and I have asthmatic kids. This is a good alternative. I will put holy water, mix in some holy water, some Florida water, and various essential oils, and make my own blends. Like this one's a healing one, and just spray it into the, spray it into the air and it breaks up negativity that way. Um, and things like that. I use it for cleansing bottles when I'm making my own oil blends and things like that. I gotta make more of this one. This is my ancestor oil that I use before I do any type of work, whether that be spiritual work, readings, that kind of stuff. But I use that for that as well. Like I'll wash it with regular soap and water, but I might put, on my hands and just like cleansing that. I use these to cleanse tools, spiritual tools. So when I'm clearing and cleansing, I do smoke my candles and do a specific ritual for them. And I do blow life into them and that kind of stuff in my candles. But this is also part of that ritual because I consecrate my hands and I touch that chachu. And I mean, I can't even talk, such. I touch this statue if I'm blessing a statue and putting life into it or putting a spirit into it. Be careful and know if your finish is going to be affected by Florida water. Do not like go pouring Florida water on the statue. Make sure it dries, just passing it over and doing various rituals to that. Same thing with the candles. I might touch it, do my incantations, my prayers, my dedications to whatever entity or spirit I'm dedicating that candle to or that work to. I uncross myself with this before I start a ritual. And when I close a ritual, it does raise vibrations. I've used this for pain. Anything they used to ail me, my mom pouring it on my stomach. If I had a headache, she would actually put Florida water and like Thai and put some various herbs in there. My mom did a lot of home remedies growing up because she grew up really poor in the Caribbean. So, um, and some people do not do this now. Um, I'm a shaman, so a lot of shamans use these. Some of them ingest it. I'm not recommending you to do that. You can poison yourself. But I'm just saying that also as well. I will not say if I do that or not. That is private, but yes. What else? Florida wort is good for your as a conduit, as a cleanser. Um, Consecrating sacred space, so you can put a couple of drops in a washcloth and clean your table where you're going to either put your shrine or your working altar. I do that as well, and that's how I dust. I use this as when I'm dusting even my living room, entertainment center, all that kind of stuff with the regular cleansers. Same thing with washing my floors. I put my herbs in there and my washing things, and it really does cleanse. I mean, I wear it on my body. I literally bathe myself with Florida water. I smell like Florida water. So you can use it for a lot of spiritual reasons. When I'm consecrating a new deck and I'm doing certain rituals to a deck that I'm going to be using, not only do I smoke it and pray and do that kind of stuff and dedicate, I also put a couple of drops in my hand and cleanse that deck. I don't pour it onto the deck and run the deck. This Florida water dries really quickly, so you can do that. You can get rid of negative and malicious entities with Florida water. You can perform exorcism, which I do, using Florida water and things of that nature. So it's a very good, important tool in my practice. I mean, I buy these by the boxes because I go through them very quickly. Because I use it a lot in my practice. A lot of ancient spirits love Florida water, so you can make your own. You can buy your own. I like to buy the Murray and Lemon version, and I get mine from Amazon and from my local Hispanic markets that are local to me. So you can buy them in the Botanica, but they're pretty pricey in the Botanica. So hopefully that answers your questions. Much love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until the next video, guys, bye.